Hey there, this is another weekend review by Mini Pots or for Mini Pots, and I have this going on right now. This is some miniatures I am doing. They're World War One War Games Atlantic British, and I am doing them for a game that is yet to be published by the author of A War Transformed. They're a little bit different. There's some different parts on them. I discussed this in some previous episodes, and this these guys all can have. Now if you know anything about War Transformed, it's sort of a weird war idea, and so they will have some anachronistic things going on, and you will have like vampires and werewolves and fairies and goblins and that type of thing in with your war band. And it's not the same exact this game equals a War Transformed. It's something, it's a little bit different, and that's okay. And not, that's not a bad thing. The thing that is happening for me is you have to do a lot of customization. And for me to portray it right, I feel like I have to do some customization. That's a better phrasing. So this is armor that I made using milliput and green stuff. I do have some. I couldn't find it right away. I knew where this was, so I decided to use it. I've had some luck. Getting fine details is hard, but you can do this type of thing, and I can take a gentle um, nail file or a glass file or something over this and smooth it out some, and it will look like armor, and if I choose to do that. As it is, I think it looks pretty okay, and I have one more I need to do, and that's what I managed to get done this week. I magnetized a whole bunch of miniatures, my wolves, these guys, my mammoth corpse. I decided, of course, now it's not going to be cooperative. There it is. I decided I needed to magnetize. I'm trying to play, and I've said this in some other play on a magnetized board because my kids are all over the place and they hit something. At least I have an idea that where things were. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I will feel more confident. I have not done a lot of things, but I got these guys. I did get a chance to play with some different basing. No, I think that's wrong. I think I am wrong there. I'm working on a flip through. A I did receive a package, hint hit. It is the Dungeon Tiles by Realm Brew. I do a unboxing and I do some commentary on it. And I will get those up. Projects. Been writing a little bit on a fantasy hex crawl type game and a ancient Grecian adventure type game. The idea of that is uh, we have the game by Joseph McCullough, Warriors of Athena, and I want to do something along that, but we'll have to see. I don't have this miniature sets that they're promising to release will not be out until they were announcing until a little bit later, and it looks like this fall is going to be a big big season for them. And these two are here are from, so these two miniatures here are from Reaper, and the rest of my hoplites are from Victrix. I have managed to break off some of the spears, but I just think these are cool minis. And I can see here I need to go over the bronze carapace with some gold to help bring out the yellows in the metal. So, but that's what these guys are. And I just have something a little bit different planned. So let's see how that, if I can make that work. If not, I'll be doing some just basic stuff with it. I have had their Frostgrave, but I haven't done anything with that other than I read through the rules and done the cool thing of where you generate war bands. But that's what's going on there. So do keep an eye out. This is, I have to get 2 more minis, a werewolf, which I already have from pre-existing, and a war beast or a warhound. I have one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Mentioning Frostgrave, this is one of the Frostgrave warhounds, and I'm going to have to go with the pill base on him. I don't know if you guys pay attention to War Games Atlantic much, but they have a new series of these bases that are textured. And on the bottom, they still have the divot for the magnet, but they are textured and they look really cool. So I'm going to try to pick up some of those for some of my resin models and whatnot. I just sort of wish that they had like a deck planking for in a bigger, and I know I can buy the Games Workshop stuff. And you can find those reasonably priced on eBay. Occasionally, you have to hunt some, but they do a nice little assortment. So in any case, I want to thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please remember to, I'm almost finished with my War Games book by Rick Priestley and Lambshed. Going to be going back and reading some rules and then also reading a fantasy novel. I have not finished The Kin, which is the prehistoric stuff. Don't know if I will. I read bits and pieces every once in a while, but it's not something that has grabbed me as much as I care or was hoping it would. The watching, started watching Jason and the Argonauts, and I've enjoyed that on HBO. But it has its stuff going on. It's not the best, but it's not the worst, but it's not the best. That's basically where I'm at right now. I just want to thank you and remember to like and subscribe. Happy hobbying, and give it a few minutes every day if you can. I think you will see, like what I've begun to see, is some progress, and you'll be happy with that. So thank you again for watching. Happy gaming. Hey there, it is me again, and I just wanted to point out a couple of things. There's a Kickstarter for something called Long Rifle by the 2 Hour War Games group, which is set in the colonial times of the United States, which looks interesting. It is solo as well as co-op, as well as I think it could be done versus, but I'm not sure. It has something called the chain reaction. I've not played the system. I have just read it. It looks very interesting. From the Depths Below is going on, and it has 12 more days to complete that, and the other 2 Kickstarters with it. The map one by the guys who did Pirate Borg and the Westphalia game miniatures is also at the 12-day mark, I believe. And so those are the things going on Kickstarter. There's been some things that have popped up and they crossed my mind for a little bit, and then I went on to other stuff. But those, all that is sort of interesting to me right now. I did decide to back the guard tower by Tabletop World, and I will probably regret it, but I like the idea of using some of these buildings in a fantasy slash Napoleonic slash something else setting. And I have enough of the buildings now that I do think it merits looking into getting and keeping that whole series going so eventually I can do a small town or village. In any case, thank you again for watching.